Hello and welcome back to Kritika Online, and I'm once again playing the monk class because I've reached level 40 and I thought I'd share what I think of it. And as you can clearly see there, he's no longer showing you his crotch because I became a star monk. Yes, that means that all throughout combat I have this lovely little ring spinning around me which affects all my spells. Now it is kind of weird, this class. I really don't know what to think of it because it's basically these three spells. So you have your Starburst, you have your Groundbreaker, you have your Solar Winds, which are your main rotational abilities, and then everything else is like either like a small passive cooldown which sort of goes off while you're doing your rotation, and the other ones are like major cooldowns, situational abilities. But anyway, that's what I've currently thought of it. But how does it play in combat? Well, it's kind of weird because you have to like make a massive shield up, and then you can group people up and smash them together. As you saw there, I used my right mouse button to hold down to maximize this circle. And then I went in and used a spiral wave kick, which groups up all the enemies and makes it very easy to use Groundbreaker, which hits very, very hard. There are a few abilities that I'm not really too keen on, such as the shooting stars, which is if I was to press T, I get these things which then go off and then shoot off an enemy within the area of my orbit. But it's single target ability, but it doesn't feel like it does a lot of damage. But it does. It does 2,000, no, that's meteor shower. It does 4,000 damage in total, but it really does not feel like it's doing any damage whatsoever. And it is a bit fiddly. That's one of the things I'm going to say, because if you're trying to use like your abilities, Groundbreaker and that, it doesn't really fire off the shooting stars that well. Sometimes it doesn't fire at all, it just misses its activation. So I usually have to weave in like light attacks just so I can get a shooting star in there, just so it works properly and flows. But yeah, let's continue on with the next room. I will say that I generally dislike this dungeon because that enemy coming up there, I really hate that thing. So go and do that, kill that, they're all dead. Bit of a lag spike, but who cares? That's another thing, I do like Meteor Shower. It's once again like shooting stars. It doesn't really do that much damage, but it's more the fact that you can keep this up permanently at all times, and it's constantly doing AoE damage as long as you have your orbit up, that it does make it very good. And you just have to press your left and right mouse buttons together, like boom, and done. But now let's take a look at this enemy. I'm going to do this just to interrupt him, get my orbit up, fire off my shooting star. Let's go with Spiral Wave Kick, just to ignore that bit of damage there. Shooting Stars comes in, gotta press Z, just to freeze them up, and done. See, I dislike that enemy because sometimes you just can't stun lock it. It just hits you back, and it's just a pain in the ass to deal with, but it just does seem the Star Monk does have quite a lot of things to like stun lock, or just make enemies kind of useless to you, basically. Making it so you can open up a nice attack. It seems very much like a co-op spec, as in it's mainly designed around having a friend with you at all times, because your orbit itself does in fact give bonuses to other people. So over here we have like increased crits, movement speed, well, your movement speed gets decreased, and like increased crit and all that, but I haven't leveled that up, because that's one of the skills that I'm not sure about. Like, it took me a long time to actually invest points into shooting stars and meteor showers because of just how weak they seemed. I want to use them in combat, but orbit itself I haven't upgraded because honestly all I do is run into combat and just maximize the circle, and that's it. I'll refresh it occasionally, but it's not enough to invest points into. So if I come over here and do my general thing, that Spiral Wave Kick, Meteor Shower goes off, and boom, that's all dead. Jolly good stuff. So yeah, my overall opinions of the Star Monk is, it's very, I don't know, I like the word Marmite, but I use that for the Scion. But yeah, it is kind of odd. A lot of your ability are affected by your orbit, but when you're actually fighting boss, it is really cool just to have meteors coming down constantly during combat, because the cooldown is just so short. Like if I maximize that, move out of the way of that thing, because that thing's so irritating. Down comes my meteors, I move away, move forwards, job done. That's kind of the rotation I'm using at the moment, in case you're interested before I go. So basically, run up to the enemies, massive orbit, whirlwind kick, and then I go in with a Groundbreaker, and then Solar Winds, and then a starburst. If I use it on this pack right here, so orbit, spiral kick, ground breaker, move away, throw in a few attacks, and that'll go into a starburst and what have you. So I'll try and get to the boss and then to give you a little idea what's going on. I will say it's fantastic for grouping up mobs like that. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Just to group up a massive half the map area and then just do it. You can also use your other thing, which is number 5. I usually use this ability as like an oh shit button because it makes you invincible for quite a long time. But it does group up the enemies like a lot of your abilities do. So here we go with the boss, just to try and give you an idea of how this plays. So of course we've got this little guy, he is going to transform eventually, so let's just kill him very quickly. Nothing too bothered, there he is. And now I'm just going to wait for him and show you how I fight this boss. So first things first, as soon as he's done, I'm going to orbit up. And now I'm going to go in spiral wave kick. Starburst. Now he's going to do something, so I'm going to do into this. And after that, I'm going to go into a Z. Just to stun lock him. Get some more meteors coming down. Dodge that. And there we go. Easy peasy. I know there wasn't a lot of commentary just then, because it's quite hard to concentrate. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, that's kind of what I do. With Meteor Shower, it is a bit fiddly, because like charge in, orbit up, spiral wave kick, and then I like to use Meteor while the spiral wave kick is active, so I can go into Ground Breaker, Solar Wind, Starburst, and then I go into a Meteor thing like that. Of course, using the Meteors on cooldown, with my number 5, which is the Celestial Onslaught, and Transcendent Step as my major cooldowns. I know they do a lot of damage, but I usually use it when I'm about to take a lot of damage. Like, I can't stun the boss any more than I have already. He is going to get this attack off regardless, and there's no way I'm going to dodge this because I'm a bad player. So I'm just going to use them to make myself invincible, and hopefully kill the boss before he kills me. But yeah, it's a decent class. It does take some getting used to compared to the other classes, but it's still very enjoyable, and I absolutely love it when everything flows together nicely. So like I said, your meteors and your little barrage thing here, your shooting stars, can be a bit fiddly, but once you get used to it, it's perfectly fine. But yeah, that's it for this little mini review of a mid-level Star Monk. I want to call him an Astral Monk, but I have to call him a Star Monk. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.